Welcome to the Living Élan podcast, where we help you reclaim your confidence and energy through taking control of your wellness. I'm Paige Hope.
And I'm Tracey Vlahos. Join us for quick chats on wellness, personal growth, hormone regulation, and more. Welcome to another episode of Living Élan. And I am here with the incredible Paige Hope, as I am each and every week. And I have been for the last, I believe this is going to be like episode 55. Listen to me, I'm thinking that. So
wow.
55. I'm with the incredible Paige Hope.
Wow. I can't even. We love being in person together.
I know.
You should see our setup. This honestly is not a normal setup. This isn't even in a studio. This is what you do. You hack it. Go head over to our YouTube, subscribe. You can watch us, see the energy if you want. You'll see. We have so many different studios we test, but today we created our own home studio.
That's right.
With some mics, and we're making it happen.
And that's what I love. So if you you followed us before, we hope you're just being inspired that if you have a dream, if there's something that you have, you just make it work. And you
make it work.
You keep testing it. I tell you what, that may need to be another podcast where we talk about if you have a dream in your heart or something. Okay. Well, anyway, let's focus on this one.
But that one, let's do it.
Yeah, because I really like that. This one in particular, we were actually just brainstorming this morning. And for myself, right? I mean, Paige is always inspiring me. I hope I'm always inspiring her.
Always.
But last night we were even with a group and other women, and we're like sharing ideas. And we started talking about things that we wish more women knew.
And if you're a male listening today, because we got a couple stragglers in here,
yeah,
this is great for you too. Or if you want to send this to your husband, partner, whoever.
This is really good because I will say last night, we also had significant others with us, right? And there was a group of us. And one of the gentlemen even said, I love this queen energy.
Oh, he did. She's darling.
I know.
Her and him, they get married here soon.
They
just are the cutest couple. And they literally talk about how she is queen, he is king. Yes. When they're not in the room together, they are lifting each other up. We gotta interview them, you know?
So yeah, we definitely need to interview them about relationships. But what was fascinating, he stood back, but he watched all of us, right? The things that we wish because here we are, we all bring something to the table. We all are helping one another. And he said, what I mean by queen energy is that I'm watching all of you show up in your gifts and power, and you're helping one another and connecting. And it really hit for me. He says, that's what he literally said, that's what I mean by this. He said, this is so good. He's like, this brings me, I don't know if he used the word joy, but he was really excited. So today we were like, I would love for us to share, and at Paige, I'm going to have you kind of lead this. What are some of the things that you wish more women knew that helps and give them, right, confidence, whatever that is? Because it takes a community for all of us. We can't do things alone.
It does.
Do you mind?
I do want to say, we get inspired with these episodes a lot from conversations and everything. So we might, need to talk about something else, or mean to. It's on the calendar, right? And then all of a sudden, boom, 2 hours ago, we're like, ooh, actually, this is it. Because he didn't realize that his relationship with his queen, if you will, inspired us. Because it really is about community. Yes. And that is really my first one. I think, maybe Tracey, I know we can probably spitfire 5 each.
Because I wrote
I'm
down
just saying 4 or 5 each,
because I was like, I had many. And she was like, no, we got to keep it to a few.
Yeah, I said, listen, we're not Joe Rogan.
Okay.
We can't be doing a 3-hour episode,
and I was like, oh gosh, you should see me.
I
was like, okay, what are the ones we're going to focus on? And if I may end up changing this. But yeah.
Seriously. I think I look back, and I'm very fortunate because I have always had the mindset of turning fear into excitement. And not many people have that ability, and so I didn't know it was a superpower. And so I tell so many women that because anytime I tell someone what I'm doing, they're like, how in the world are you doing that? Why'd you quit your, big paying corporate job? Our company got acquired, all the things. It was cush. We were there. Yeah, and everyone is like, what in the world? How? Why? And honestly, I ask myself, and I'm like, honestly, I don't even know. It actually is crazy. But the biggest thing is, it's not that I am the smartest person out there, because genuinely, we won't even go there, but we got some grammar issues. No. Grammar issues, we're not, right? It's all, a lot of it really is just inspiration based. But what is fascinating to me is the fear into excitement, which most people won't take the leap because they don't quite know how to turn fear and risk into excitement. And so that is my number one when I really think back. And I'm like, okay, if I could give advice to women, it's just learn to simply turn that fear into excitement. You've heard me say this before, and I'll say it 100 more times. Live for the 85-year-old version of yourself. What does she wish you were doing right now? Does she want you to be in that cubicle job? Hey, you might love it. There's, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Success looks different to everybody, but to me, that is not what I knew my superpower was and the gifts were and what we were going to bring. So that's a long-winded way of saying it, but that is my number one, Tracey.
Yeah. And I'm going to say, and I'm just going to kind of piggyback off of it, is that's about knowing your why. Meaning, it's fascinating to me because when I talk with women or speak with, like organic, just like last night, just meeting other, like whatever, and they're speaking about something and they're getting excited about it. They're like, oh, I could never do that. Because I may stop and say, hey, have you ever thought about really doing X, Y, Z? Have you? Because I would just hear that like, oh, no. And I'm like, well, wait a second. If that is put into your belly, I always said, if it is in your thoughts, you've thought about it before, it is there for a reason.
Amen.
Know your why. And for me, ever since I was a little girl, I wanted everybody. I used to line stuffed animals up. I had a yellow brush, let me tell you, and I would speak to them about them being positive in the universe, right? I would always talk about kindness, which then really ended up taking me into business because I wanted to lift others up in their gifts, okay, so that they could then go out into the world. And I know if you are in your gift and your like whatever that is, then you're going to bring that. But it was knowing your why. I always knew. So no matter what that is, know your why. And if it's been put into your belly, then it is not for no reason. If you've thought about it for years, and now it's time to figure out a way to do it. Like I've told people, like, hey, can you start YouTubing something? Can you like volunteer at something? I'm not going to get into that because that's when I go into different coaching for things, but really know your why and don't dismiss it.
Oh, Tracey, I love that. That is a good first one. I think the biggest thing to remember is if you don't know what your why is, just explore and try to figure out what it is because that really is important. Yeah. And it can change over time as well.
Oh,
that's the beauty of it. That really is the beauty of it. Okay, Tracey, you know what my number two is?
Okay.
So we both have been in very male-dominated industries before, which is fun now because we're pretty much all women in the beauty space. So it's like, and I'm honestly much prefer that. Not that we didn't love, being with, gotta support that. It's hysterical. But back in the day, I did not understand how to have polarity within my management styles of masculine and feminine energies. And it wasn't until I got to know my good friends Henry and Taryn. They are feminine and masculine embodiment coaches and all of this, and how to actually tap into all of your archetypes, which we will have them on to talk about all of that. A lot of women want to know how to maximize all of it because, hey, you're supposed to live within all of it. Yes. And men and women need to have that polarity. And so when I started understanding how to tap into both and learning that I can be in my own power, operating in my feminine, and still being powerful and being a leader, but doing it in my own unique way, not following the rules of any other women out there, not following the rules of any men out there, genuinely just leading from my heart and doing it in a way where I felt like I was leading with impact. And that is where the authenticity for me came. And I started to learn that could be a gift that I am then sharing. And so that is my next one is if you are, in a space where you don't know what your management leadership style is or how to have polarity with both, start exploring that. And we'll definitely take you guys down all of the tools and resources so you can embody that as well, because that is one of my superpowers in business. Walking into those rooms in my
definitely.
feminine, but still powerful. It is so unique. Yeah. And I will say this.
You're good. I will have to say, okay.
I'm going to say this, Tracey.
Okay. Go ahead.
I actually think, just because our audience is primarily female, so I'm just saying this. I genuinely believe women can be, when they can tap in, find their gifts, tune in, they can be some of the best leaders. And I will tell you why. We have a unique ability to be empathetic at the same time as powerful and motivating and seeing everything, but being able to be logical and emotional at the same time is a superpower, okay? And that's not to say men can't be, because that's the beauty of learning the polarity between each. Yes. But there are some interesting, really fun studies out there that when women really learn how to tap into this, it is crazy. Like even you running your household, like there's so many ways you can embody it and do it. So that's my number 2.
Can I just tell you, I love all that so much. Like there's so much going through my mind, but I'm not gonna. There could be a whole episode
we will.
Itself, and I don't.
I think we've said that with every single line item. We're like episode. That's gonna be an episode.
We need to have a retreat and breakouts for all this, and women come together.
Comment if you want that.
Yes,
let us know on our podcast.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's for sure. And it made me think about Paige in all of this, because we were talking about our feminine polarity and so forth. And what I realized over the years then, if I had to have something else, is women putting boundaries, but saying no. Because here's what happens. We talk about like, know your why, all these things. But all of a sudden, because we're people pleasers, that's natural, innate, right? It's a gift within us to nurture others and want to do that. But I will say, because I was asked in the last episode, like, Tracey, if there's anything that you regret, it was always saying yes to everything, which sometimes then put myself last and even my family last. It was that. So how to say no.
Yes.
So what I want you to start doing now is once you understand whatever that is in your life, I mean, it could be a personal goal, like, because maybe you don't feel like you have enough time to even like say work out or self-care, to I don't care if it's business now, whatever that is. Here's what I say. When you can understand how to say no, because it's easy to say yes to everybody. Why do we say yes? We want everybody to like us. We want everybody to think that we're like super women. We can do it all. We don't want anything to look bad upon us. We care about too much. No. You start saying no back by saying, during this period right now, I'm really focused on whatever that is. I don't care what it is. I would say during this period right now, I'm really focused on my career while also juggling my family. I would love to say yes, because I would always get asked to sit on boards, to volunteer for things because they could see what I would do. And I wanted to, but I had to go back to them, and I wanted to say yes so bad.
We want to say yes to everything.
I want to say yes to everything, which I knew was going to throw one more thing in the rent, right? And make me even like, whirling around even more. But once I could learn how to say no, I would love to right now. But I'm putting this, I'm sure you can appreciate that. That is a phrase I tell everybody. Because if somebody comes back and says, no, I don't appreciate you want to focus on your career. No, I don't appreciate that you all want to try to juggle your career and family right now. Like, I'm like, no. If they really say that, then there's problems. But right now, practice, think about that. Where can you say no in your life? But you've got to know why you're saying no. Because when you get on the why, I'd love to right now, but I'm really focused on this, right? I'm sure you can appreciate that. Putting those boundaries and then saying it for the first time. I had to teach my own daughter this. I'm like, I literally typed out and texted her the phrase. I'm like, I need you to start saying this. And it was really fearful for her.
Yeah.
Okay. However, the more she's done it, little by little, she's putting in place. Now she's happy with herself. She hasn't taken on too much. She's not overwhelmed. So women learning how to say no. That's huge.
And these are going to be seasons, right?
Oh.
Because I look at, as a founder, as a female founder, I'm asked to be on podcasts weekly. Mm-hmm. And Tracey knows I was saying yes. Yeah. And then we are a bootstrapped company. We are fully self-funded, all right?
Yeah.
I don't know if everyone knows that, but we are full on bootstrapping this baby. And I remember being really sad because I'm like, you know what? I have to take Tracey's advice and I have to say no to things that are not bringing in revenue. So my priority of setting the boundary was we need to focus on revenue for the business so that the business is alive, because this is such a beautiful thing we're building and impactful. And I know that it's the path we're supposed to be on. So I have to say no to things that are not going to directly tie the company to revenue. So it's going to look different for everybody. And that was huge for me. So Tracey, thank you for also impacting me on that.
Yeah.
I'm going to kind of combine my last two because they kind of go hand in hand and I get asked these a lot. So number one is, everyone, again, going back to my number one, how did you do this, Paige? What in the world? I know we have a fun episode on this. I don't even remember when you interviewed me, Tracey. So go back and listen to that episode if you haven't.
It's so good.
But I always tell people that it didn't just happen. I started building the confidence through actually completing things, actually achieving things, solving problems. And the more promises that I kept to myself and the more I saw myself achieve when I didn't think I could actually achieve, but I told myself, all right, we're going to see our way through this. That is where the confidence came. And not only the fear into excitement, my first one, but it's gaining your confidence to achieve, gaining the confidence to get out there, gaining the confidence to sell your product. I was a behind the scenes girl for a long time. And in some ways I actually still am. And, you know, you have to gain the confidence to talk about it. So now I'm a walking billboard. I'm like, I won't go anywhere with my tan knot on. And I love seeing Tracey do the same thing. Our teammates, they're always just, you know, promoting, because it really is our lifestyle. And we've created this beautiful work-life harmony with it because we're all doing what we love. Right. But it's the confidence that you can actually develop to then say, okay, I can go do this. I have confidence within myself. And so I would just say the thing that I would say to you guys is start doing things to gain a little bit more confidence in, and it doesn't have to be, I'm not talking physical appearance confidence, because we'll do a full thing on that as well. But really, it's just the confidence to know you can do hard things. You can do hard things. And I am the first to say, like, listen, everybody, I will say math, never my strong suit. Okay. Absolutely never. And it still is not. And people think it's crazy. People think you have to be this insane guru in the finance department to be a CEO. You absolutely do not. Now, you will have to hunker down and spend some time in spreadsheets, all right? I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I still have the confidence that I can get through it, okay? And so that really is my beautiful next one. And then I'm just gonna combine this, Tracey, to wrap up mine, and then we'll go into yours.
Yeah.
Because it ties into it a little bit. The confidence to start a company, confidence to leave, confidence to get a new job, whatever that confidence is. But in order to take the leap, do it for the right reasons, right? I hear a lot of founders and their companies end up dying because they go in it to say, all right, I want to go raise a bunch of capital and sell it for X amount. You'll never once hear me say, I am going to sell this for X. That is not why I started this company. I started this because I wanted to do and wake up and do what I love every single day. I started this company because I wanted to put actual good, clean products out there that could give people more energy and confidence. I started this company so that I could put food on people's tables. That was a goal of mine. I love that I'm able to do that. And hopefully it's going to be more food on the table for many more people to come. And so do it for the right reasons. Your heart has to be in the right place, and you will attract the right people, the right opportunities, the right partners, events, etc.
Oh, I almost want to go amen to that and be done. I'm so sorry.
That's kind of why I had to combine the two. I'm like, dang, they're too tied.
Oh, gosh.
Chills, everybody.
I don't know. We end on that. I am the type of person that I really think that things are led. I have to be honest with you. And I have just this gut feeling, what Paige just said. I want you right now, because I love when I'm listening to podcasts, sometimes I got to hear something twice. I just push a little 15-second back button. I go, boom, 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 boom. I need you to listen to that again. Because at the end of the day, we started this podcast to say, we opened it with the things we wish women knew, the things we were having conversation literally last night talking about, that then sprung on this recording this podcast today, and having even men observe what we were talking about, saying that's so important what you guys are doing. And I think confidence was the number one thing. I can't imagine ending it on anything else but believing in yourself, keeping promises to yourself, doing the scary things, getting part of just everything you said. I'm sorry, Paige. We're going to end on the mic drop. Okay. Because this is how I roll in life. I always say, Lord, I have a plan, but when I know, but lead it differently. And that is, I want everybody to say, right? Keep those promises to yourself. If something was inspired and you shook your head yes, and you said yes to something, and you were like, oh my gosh, that's me. They're speaking to me. I need you to listen to this again. I need you to write it down. I need you to start taking those steps, putting the boundaries in place, keeping the promises to yourself, doing the scary things. I'll just end on, don't you worry what other people think about you. As I said in the last pod, it is none of your business what other people think. This is your life, your home, your body, your family, your being on this earth. Keep those promises to yourself. And until next time.